Hello. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to Sidec e-commerce class live streaming. If you are here with us, can you just interact in the comments saying hi? I'd like to see who are here with us. Do we have like familiar faces that joined us previously? Yeah, so you can comment in the comment box. Tell us where you're actually tuning in from, saying hi to me. I hope to hear. Hi, Ziqing. Hi. Hi, Wan Yi. Hi, JC. Hi, thank you for joining us today. Yeah. So, hi, Go Hong. Okay, we saw some familiar faces here. Hi, Iwan. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome. So, thank you again for joining us. For those that joined us today, that you first time just meeting me, my name is Chacha. Okay, so I'm actually from DMC, Digital Marketing Consultancy, but partnering with Sidec, I'll be your host for the sessions. For those that joined us in the previous sessions, hello again, welcome again. All right, so on behalf of Sidec, Selangor Information Technology and Digital Economy Corporation, I would like to extend a warm welcome for all of you who are currently watching this live with us. And if you have benefited from previous sessions, today's topic is interesting. It's going to talk about like branding strategies. Yeah. So if you think it will benefit some of your friends and family, do help us to share this live right now out on your social media so they can also be benefited from it. All right. Oh, hi. We have a lot of comments. Yeah. Hi, Clifford. Hi. Pendo, hi, Nabil. Okay, so keep interacting with us. We're very, very excited and I hope you have a good weekend. And today, this is like the kickstart of this week. We have like 2 sessions, right? So for your information, for those that are joining us the first time, yeah, with the team of Elevate Your E-Commerce Knowledge. This is actually a free e-commerce class live streaming and it's brought to you by Selangor State Government together with Sidec. So we have scheduled actually a total of 15 sessions, yeah? So for those that joined us previously, you have already attended some of the sessions before. So we have covered introduction to e-commerce previously, yeah, on e-commerce marketplace, e-commerce website, social commerce, live commerce, cross-border e-commerce. And in August itself, we already touched on like payment gateways, logistic. Last week, we are on customer relationship management. And today, we're talking about product branding strategies. And upcoming on Thursday, we have data analysis, online traffic, and in September, we'll be focusing on digital marketing topics. So if you are interested in any of the topics upcoming, do check out our Sidec Facebook as well as the website to register for it for the upcoming topics. All right, so today we're talking about like e-commerce process. We'll talk about product branding strategies. But before we invite our speakers of the day, I'd like to invite again Uncheck One from Sidec to share with us a few words. Hi, Uncheck One.
Hi, Dr. Chacha. Hi, everyone. Okay, so I take over from here.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, everyone, let me share my slides first. So I hope everyone can see my slides. Okay, firstly, I would like to wish a very warm welcome everyone to our e-commerce class. So basically, this is our ninth class, I think. Oh, no, I think it's really a ninth class. So today topic is on EC204 on product branding strategy. So for newcomer, maybe this is your first time. This is our yearly class, EC class. And before I go deeper into my slide, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Ikwan, and I also from Sidec team. So basically, I believe maybe many of you have heard about Sidec before. So for newcomer, Sidec is stand for Selangor IT and Digital Economic Corporation. So before this, we are named Sidec. Before this, we are named CTEC, stand for Selangor IT and Economic Corporation, and we have rebranded to SIDEC, Selangor IT Digital Selangor IT Digital Economic Corporation, in last January year 2021. We have rebranded from the council to year 2021 to Sdn Bhd in the year 2021. So, what is SIDEC? SIDEC is a Selangor state government agency which we are under our parents company, which is Invest Selangor Berhad. We are focusing on three sectors, which are e-commerce, startup, and SME. And narrowing to the topic, which is about e-commerce, through only this e-commerce class, we have trained more than 9,000 SMEs only through our SC program. And referring to this slide, we can see all CTEC achievement since the year 2015 until 2020. Programs like Online Hundreds, Apps 100 and Brands 100, SAP, Selangor E-Bazaar 2020 campaign, Selangor Smart City, and Selangor Top E-Commerce Merchant Award. We have generated of the economic impact on 334.37 million. Okay, what is our mission and vision? CDET mission is to nurturing Selangor digital talents and narrowing the digital divide, which means we want to bring all the SME or all online seller in Selangor from the local area, from the rural area and urban area together have the same balanced ecosystem of the e-commerce. Next, we want to accelerate Selangor startups to become regional tech icons, which means we want to develop a lot of startup from Selangor State to become more regional tech icons. And next, we want to empower the digitalization of Selangor businesses and SME. Finally, we want to encourage Selangor digital investment and emerging technology, which means if you want to make any investment and you can come to have any consultation with us. So who is our ecosystem and who is our target audience? Basically, as I mentioned before, we target three audience, which are e-commerce, startups, and SME. You can see that there are a cycle there. So which means e-commerce need a startup need SME, and they are also need each other. Which means SME will need e-commerce to assist them by selling the products and provide services online. E-commerce also will help SME, but it will need help from SME to receive their product or their client and act as the market. Likewise, the startups will act as a TSP for e-commerce, and when the startup will already registered as the TSP, they can provide many other facilities such as cloud accounting, CRM, and act as a business insight. So the SME can save costs and increase the efficiency. So we move to the stages of entrepreneurial cultivation, which mean all the programs in CDEC, basically we develop all programs through these three phases. As you can see, the first is talent skilling, upskilling, and reskilling. So in the first phase, the program that we build in this phase is like the class that you are currently entering, which is the EC class. I know many of us, many of you have a talent. So if you enter this program, you can upskill your skill and you can reskill your skill. So in order you can do a better in your business. And next, after we have do the introduction or we have do the upskilling, we will move to adoption and onboarding, which mean the program that we have did in this phase is the online hundreds and brand hundred program. So we will adopt you and we will adopt you and we will onboard you on any e-commerce platform or web store. And finally, the final phase is the branding, scaling, and inspire with success stories. So after you have resharpen your skill and you have onboard you have onboard to e-commerce. So finally, you will branding your product, and through this program such as the top e-commerce merchant award, you can enter and you can scale more your business with other agent and with other partners. Okay, we move to Selangor Digital Creative Center. You can see the figure here, the image here. It's so beautiful, right? I believe. So there are the swings, there are the beanie bags. So this is only 20%, which means you only see 20% of our office. This is Selangor Digital Creative Center, our HQ, which is located in ICT. Before this, before the pandemic COVID hit, you can come to visit. But now due to pandemic, you cannot come. Soon after the pandemic end, you can come to have any consultation or you can meet us. We are certified Malaysia Digital Hub and a digital marketing hub, which mean what is a digital marketing hub stand for we are a shared space. So by me the shared workspace. So if you come here, you will feel the shared workspace or the co-working environment. So you can see here, we not only provide facilities not only for our colleagues and our staff, we also provide many other facilities to the co-worker. So if you want to rent, you can see here there are co-working spaces and photo booth photo studio. For your information also, our co-working spaces is quite the cheapest, which is around only 100 ringgit for you to rent. So if you are interested later, if you want to rent our co-working space, you can request for quotation at our email at info@sidec.co.my. Nabil Sukra, Miss the Swimming Ample. Yeah, soon you can come here again soon. And next, we move to the e-commerce programs. Basically, we have run many programs in our division, and currently that are ongoing is the e-commerce class. So we have moved to the 9th class today, 17 August, which is the product branding strategy. Basically, the e-commerce class is just the basic class. So we want you to know the basic of the e-commerce process before you go to the marketing. You see the introduction. Once you have finished the introduction, you will learn about the process, and finally you will do the digital marketing. Later, once you finish this basic class, and if you want to register for advanced masterclass, you can register for our e-commerce masterclass, which we will run at the end of October. So basically, we have already the title, we have already the module, but we still develop it. So basically, later there will be 8 courses, which are 4 in English and 4 in Malay. So if we instead we hear all of your requests. So we before this, some of the students or some of the participants requested classes in Malay language. So there soon later in the EC masterclass there will be 4 English classes and 4 Malay classes. Basically, the class will handle for 3 hours a day in through Zoom later, and for EC masterclass later I will explain more on our Facebook. EC Masterclass is not same like the EC class. For EC Masterclass, you will need to pay some, but it's not too expensive. It's around 199 until 299 only per class. So if you join the EC Masterclass, you will have a deeper learning about e-commerce marketing, and you will have a one-to-one coaching with the coach. So it will be more better. It will be better, and you can sharpen your skill by joining our EC Masterclass. Next, we move to the online hundreds and brands 100 program. So if you can see here, why we name online 100 and brand 100, because this program only limited to 100 participants only. So if you are already have ready product and you are based in Selangor, you can join us. And this program is currently recruiting. So every weekly class we want every class we will recruit 25 until we completed the 100 participant. So basically, what is the difference between online 100 and brand 100? Online 100 is we will onboard you to sell in the web store such as Ubeli or Lazada and Shopee. But in our program, we will onboard you in Ubuy, and you will have the chance to promote and sell your product in there. While for brand 100, we will provide you a 2 years free domain and web hosting. Yeah, only for Selangor based, Miss Sherry. Only for Selangor based. So if you register for Branch 100, you will get a 2 years free domain and web hosting. So basically, we know that the cost to maintain or to use or to implement website is quite expensive, right? Around hundreds until thousand. So if you register for this Branch 100, you will get a subsidized. You will get a subsidized, and the Selangor state government will provide a website for you only for free. Can individual attend this course on a program? Mr. Khaled, can, but make sure that you have already a ready product and you are registered under SSM. Next, we move to Jelajah Usahawan Digital Selangor. So before this, this is a new program actually. So before this, we have never have this program before. This Jelajah Usahawan Digital Selangor started last year, and if you want to know about this, we did some exploration to through the some regions in Selangor State, which is last year we have done in Klang, Bangi, and Ampang. So for this year we cannot do that because due to the COVID pandemic that hit. So basically, this program we will bring the e-commerce system to the people at the region in Selangor, such as the Kelang, Bangi, and Ampang. So apart from you come to our place, we will go to Kelang, Bangi, and Ampang so that everyone in Selangor can feel the e-commerce ecosystem. Next is the Malaysia Top E-commerce Merchant Award. This program has started from year 2016 and still ongoing until now. So I believe some of you have heard about Top E-commerce Merchant Award. This is the program for you that already selling and you have products, so you can come join. Why I promote you to join this program is because this is the biggest e-commerce merchant award in Malaysia. There are still no other program about e-commerce yet, and this is only the program for giving award for merchant. So basically, you know all many products that are famous, right? It's like sauce, I apa? Yos water and Julie's. So do we know who is the merchant behind the products? So when you enter the Malaysia Top E-commerce Merchant Award, we will evaluate you, we will give marks, and finally, this is good for your branding. When you win, you will get a media exposure in the newspaper. So next we move to the study trip. We already organized study trip before this for our SME, where we brought them to the China. The mission for this trip is because we want to give exposure for our SME, which mean we want to teach them how to sell cross border to China, and we want them to experience and learning business related technology from China. Yeah, I mean, is dropshipper can apply this online 100. For dropshipper, the information is still not with me, but you can email me at info@sidec. Later, my team will inform at you. So we move to startup programs. Apart from e-commerce program, we also have a lot of startup programs. There are Selangor Accelerator Program, Pitch at Selangor Series, Startup Brochure for domestic and overseas. So for Selangor SLP program, we will recruit 30 new startups, which we will give them training, intensive training for 3 months. And once you complete the program, you will learn how to invest from many other company, and many other company can invest in your company. Next is the Silicon Valley trips. The winner from Pitch at Selangor 2019, we have brought them to Silicon Valley trips. Maybe or some of you haven't heard about Silicon Valley trips before. So Silicon Valley is located in San Francisco, United States of America. Silicon Valley is the global center of the technological innovation. So you know Elon Musk and many other top entrepreneurs Basically, they are based in at the Silicon Valley. So when we brought our startup to there, we will expose them to a lot of mentors at the Silicon Valley, and they will meet many of investors that can heard about their idea when they pitch at there. We also have a lot of SME programs and programs that are from our side, from our e-commerce side, which are Selangor e-Bazaar and Selangor SME Digitalization Matching Grant. For Selangor e-Bazaar, we already ended last June, which ended at Selangor e-Bazaar Raya. So we have Selangor e-Bazaar Raya 2020, Selangor e-Bazaar 11/11, Chinese New Year, and Selangor e-Bazaar Raya 2021. As you can see here, from year 2020 until 2021, so there are 6,400 seller from year 2020, and up until today already have 74,837 million seller. So there are a lot of Selangor seller that registered in this program. So I believe a lot of Selangor seller have taken the pro action active by, apart from selling conventional, so they joined this program where the Selangor state government have collaborated with Lazada and Shopee, provided voucher for Selangor seller in order to be used in their shop, so that buyer can use the voucher later and can buy at their shop. So as you can see here, this program has generated around 144.7 million, and compared to the voucher allocation of 7 million, the profit have generated more than 20 times, which mean I believe that this program have bring a super results in the end. So I hope the Selangor state government will do this program again, so that many other Selangor seller can join this program later. And we move to Selangor SME Digitalization Matching Grant. This is the initiative from the Selangor state government in order to assist Selangor SMEs to go digital and to survive during the COVID-19 pandemic. So when you heard matching grant, so basically the grant will support half 50% of your adoption. So if you want to adopt a digitalization worth 10,000, and the grant will support 5,000, so the Selangor state government will support 5,000. The maximum for this grant is only 5,000 ringgit. So if you are interested to apply in the e-commerce area or HR and payroll system area, cloud accounting and tax, digital marketing, and ecosystem, so you can apply this grant later. This grant is currently ongoing. So our second batch is already open from the last 1st August until future 31st October, and there are still 3.8 million ringgit grant available. So you can apply through the application link as in the slides, www.sidec.co.my/Selangor grant, and you can apply through the link. So here check your eligibility. As you can see here, I will read some. You must be registered. You must be registered under the relevant laws of Malaysia, and your company must be at least 51% owned by Malaysian. Obviously, of course, you must be registered in Selangor address. If you are registered outside Selangor, but you have branch in Selangor, you are still eligible to apply for this grant. So this is a new program which is initiated by the Selangor State Government also, but under MBI, Menteri Besar Incorporation. So we see that we be the partner of this program. So if you join our Sidec Info group, we have promoted this program, this Data Internet Selangor, this program in the WhatsApp group. As you can see here, the Data Internet Selangor will be given where the Selangor State Government will give subsidized on 20 ringgit per month for a period of 12 months, which if you pay 20 ringgit, you will get a 12 month of free internet. So you pay 20 ringgit, you will get a 15 gig every month. So that is quite cheap, I believe. So if you are a seller in e-Bazaar, or if you are located in Selangor, you can apply this. My team has provided the link in the Facebook comment. You can apply now. Yeah, it opened last 15 July. So what are the benefits if you apply for this Data Internet Selangor? You will get a free SIM card, and you will have a 12-month internet data subscription through this incentive. Basically, there are three choices if you want to subscribe for this internet plan. First, you will have a package prepaid live 20 by Digi, package prepaid Celcom B40 Selangor by Celcom, and lastly is the package prepaid TM prepaid bebas by Unify. Okay, apart of that, for your information, if you want to apply for this data internet Selangor, you can only register one one IC number only for one SIM card. So for any further inquiry and you want to know more about data internet Selangor, you can send an email directly to the dis@mbiselangor.com.my and e-commerce at sidec.co.my. So this is so hard to say. This data internet Selangor, will give many benefit to you. So I encourage you to register now. Erin Gabor, how to join Sidec WhatsApp group? Later, my team will provide. Later, my team will PM you, or I will personal message you and will add you in the group. So I believe that's all presentation from me. I hope that in this class later you will learn many new things for your businesses and stay fresh and stay healthy. So good luck in studying. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you, Dr. Chacha.
Thank you. All right, great sharing from Encik Ikwana. As you all can see, like there are a lot of benefits. So do register for it. Yeah, the data internet Selangor. Thank you, Encik Ikwan again, once
All right.
again.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Chacha. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So for those that are actually interested, do register. Yeah. So the team will actually PM you for that. So very, very good program that is being sharing. Now let's back to the topic today. Okay. So hi, we have more people joining us. So this is a great sharing session as we know that we learn a lot of like information. That's what's the government that's doing. Selangor state government doing a lot of things, and Sidec are providing a lot of supports for merchants as well. So do help us to share this live right now on the social media. Yeah. So more people can actually join us in the session. So on e-commerce class, we have invited a lot of industry experts to share insights and solutions on e-commerce sectors, giving you practical knowledge so you can actually get some ideas and put it back to work. Yeah, so today's topic is on product branding strategy. Well, a little bit of background, a well-designed product branding strategy develops brand awareness and identity that sets your products apart from your competition. Yeah, also to remind potential and current customer repeatedly about your brand. So why they should purchase your product as well as like compared to others. And we are going to learn all this from today's sessions. So we'll discover more about product branding strategy from three of our experts of today. I'd like to invite three of our speakers to the screen together to say a simple hi to all of you before we kickstart the session. Okay, hi. So first up, we have Mr. Jeff. Yeah, Mr. Jeff Yong from HAIRDEPOT. Hi, Mr. Jeff.
Hi, Chacha. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so Mr. Jeff will be our coach of the session. And then we have like next up, we have Mr. Jerome from Splash Asia. Hello.
Yes. Hello, hi everyone. I'm Jerome. I'm a Singaporean, so I also have a branch of it in Malaysia. Yes. Thanks for inviting, Chacha.
No problem. So we will love to hear from you later on your experience. And last but not least, we have Encik Ais from 9M. Hi, Encik Ais.
Hi everyone, thank you, Chacha.
All right, so we all will hear from them one by one. Yeah, start with Mr. Jeff, then follow up by Encik Ais, and then follow up by Mr. Jerome. So I'll put all the speakers to the back ends first, and then I'll keep Mr. Jeff on the screen with me. Yeah, so we will pass the session to Mr. Jeff. Thank you. And just a little bit of housekeeping rule. So before we get started, you can interact as much as possible with our speakers in the comment. You can ask some questions during the sessions as well. And we will have a dedicated sessions at the end. Yeah, so all our speakers will answer the questions. We'll pick some relevant ones for them to actually handle and answer for you. So a little bit of background before I pass the session to Mr. Jeff. Mr. Jeff here loves travel. Yeah, reading, writing, sharing, thinking, photography, a lot of things about life. So he started a business when he was like 19. Yeah, so this one is like true entrepreneur. So he's right now he's right now an executive and CEO of HAIRDEPOT with more than 15 years of experience as a pioneer in the hair and beauty industry. HAIRDEPOT is always giving customer the best products with the luxury and spa brands with like high street saviors, as well as like eco chic natural and organic staplers. Yeah. So over here, Mr. Jeff is here to share with us about his personal experience on product branding strategy. I will now pass the time over to you, Mr. Jeff.
All right, thank you, Chacha.
No problem.
1 second, I share my screen first. All right. Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Jeff. So thanks Sidec and thanks Chacha, give me a chance here to give you some information about the product branding. Okay, let me see. Okay, 1 second. Give me a second. All right. So what is branding? Okay. Today I would like to share more about product branding, but before that, we want to look at it. What is branding? Okay. Branding is a marketing practice that help individual to differentiate your business product or service from others. Okay. Of course, branding also often involved in creating elements such as a logo, your mission statement, and design that is consistent throughout each marketing communication type. So your brand is a representation of who you are, okay, as a business, and using effective brand strategy that can help your business to grow and reach beyond your target audience. So, okay, so in the following slide, I would like to share 7 types of the branding strategy, okay? So there are several types of branding that may add value to your company depending on your target audience, okay, industry, your budget, and marketing campaigns. So here are 7 types of branding strategy that have the potential to build brand equity for your business. Of course, today we are going to share more in the product branding later on. But before that, let us have a look at like how many types of the branding strategy that we can implement for our business, right? So first one is a personal branding. So the personal branding describe the branding that is used for an individual person instead of branding for a whole business. This type of branding is often used to establish a person's character, personality, or work as a brand. Okay, so the second one is is our focus today, product branding. Product branding is one of the most popular branding types. Product branding focuses on making a single product distinct and recognizable. Okay, the symbols or design are an essential part of the product branding to help your customer identify your product easily. So don't worry, this one we will go further details a little bit later on. So number 3, corporate branding. Corporate branding is a core value of business and a philosophy that a business develops to present itself to the world and its own employee. Okay, corporate branding. And then service branding. Wow, number 4. Service branding leverages the needs of the customer. Company that use service branding seek to provide their customers with world-class service. They aim to use excellent customer service as a way to provide the value to their customers. So this is the simple explanation about the service branding. Core branding. Okay, core branding is a form of branding that connect companies together. So it's something like recently we talked about the collaboration between the 2 business. Okay, essentially the core branding is a marketing partnership between 2 or more businesses. This helps brands impact each other positively, and it may result in one growing each business, spreading the awareness and breaking into a new markets. So sometimes they will share the member database. Okay, so we can promote in brand A, then promote in the point B, brand B. Brand B, they can promote the product or service in the brand A members database, something like that. Okay, this is kind of one of the collaboration that we are recently using a lot in the business environment. So number 6, we have online branding. Okay, online branding today is also known as internet branding, right? So help businesses to position themselves as a part of the online marketplace. This type of branding includes company website, social media platform, blogs, and other online contents, especially those content that you put on social media like Instagram, like TikTok, and Facebook. So all these will consider your online branding. So and last one is a no brand branding. Okay, what is no brand branding? This type of branding is also known as the minimalist branding. So these brands are often generic brands that seek to let their products speak for themselves without all the extra many others provide their consumer with. So which means that like as we in my knowledge, that like Muji, they are more focused on the products itself, the quality itself. So they seek for fine quality or better quality for the product, but they cut all this packaging and design for their products. So they make it minimalist for the design. So they want to make the product quality stand out, is to let customer more easier to perceive the product value. Okay, so this is a 7 types of branding. Now we look into the deeper for this product branding. Sorry. Okay, so why do customers rely on a specific brand? Okay, is quality the only component to keep your customer engaged? So do you guys have the answer? Okay, the answer is yes and no, of course. All right, quality might be the core value to make your customers stay loyal, but it's not the only elements that drive them in. So in today crowded market where exists a pool of a same product, there is a lot of these kind of things. The winner is the one that gets the audience to notice most quickly, right? That means it will depend heavily on the word visual, from the appearance, packaging design, logo, to any other elements that make the product stand out. So also the only way to lead your niche and boost sales is to build a recognizable brand. So this is where product branding comes as essential. In the following sharing, I will drive you through the concept of product branding and how you can effectively implement it to evaluate your brand. So stay tuned. Product branding definition. Okay, so before we go further, product branding is a symbol, okay, or design that gives your products a proven identity in the marketplace. Okay, product branding can be easily seen in store, supermarkets, product shelf rack. So where the product are uniquely branded with different colors, design, and etc. So must make your product stand out. Okay. So how to implement product branding to your store or to your products? So now we go a little bit deeper. First, identify your brand. So before rushing your products into a branding and advertising campaign, take a step back and do some initial research before you take some time. You take some time to get to know your market, beginning with the following standard question. So what is the question? It's all about. First, what is your product purpose? Okay, this is the fundamental questions. In other words, what market needs and demand does your product satisfy? You have to ask yourself, okay, at the very beginning, before you do all the digital marketing, all the branding campaign, but before that, you must ask yourself, what is your product purpose? What is the product market needs and demand? So a product is only in high demand when it can solve a particular problem or bring specific value to each user, right? Think about your brand mission statement before launching your product. If you can explain concisely about your product's purpose to stranger within 30 seconds, for example, then your product is a potentially huge success. So make it simple and easy to understand what your product is all about. Okay. Second, who does your product target? Okay. The target audience is your potential direct consumer group. Determining the right target audience has a significant impact on the selling power of your product. So start building your customer profile with demographic segmentation. For instance, the structure like by age, by gender, professional background, income levels, geographical area, hobby, habits. Make sure you understand well enough about your audience biography, position to execute the right branding campaign. Okay. Number third, what are the core beliefs your product brings? So successful product branding means the value your product holds correspond with the value stated by your potential customers. So for example, If your product is targeted at the environment advocates, it must focus on the green and eco-friendly factors, right? Highlighting the post-consumer recycling point in the cardboard of your delivery box. Okay, you cannot highlight, for example, your position is environment friendly, but the products like a lot of plastic packaging, over packaging or something like that. This will not match your mission or your product value stated. So this is have to take it seriously. And then what are the direct competitors of your product? This is also very important. You cannot position your product in the market without knowing your competitor. You say, I got no competitors. I think they might be a few indirect. If you really cannot see any direct competitors, might be having some indirect competitors out there. Okay, competitor research is an important strategy to stay updated on how brands of the same field or industry are doing. You can analyze their behavior and plans by keeping close track of their activities, public appearance, by following their social media, like following their Facebook page, join their Facebook group, or subscribe as a friend, or subscribe their newsletter or something like that. Reading their customer feedback, okay, then learn from there. From the gathering information, you can build your branding strategy that differentiate your product from others. So all this question is very important. Again, the second, translate your brand identity into physical branding. Okay, when you come to implement your product branding to your store or to your products, you have to translate your brand identity into the physical branding. So when you've done that phase, it's time you execute all those fundamentals into practice, right? All of the research finding are the premise of the designing your product that can be stimulate your target audience emotion and embed your brand. The following are some notices that how you can convert your brand identity into your product branding. Okay, want to know? Choose your color scheme and mood board. Okay, the color scheme is the fundamental elements in branding. From design to label, the chosen color are the indicator to connect everything involved in your products. Okay, so make sure to use the right color palette to polish your product and evoke the right emotional response you are expecting from your target audience. Okay, second, select your fonts. Very important. Don't underestimate the font choices in branding, especially in designing. Firstly, the right font enhances your branding materials visibility, making everything possible to read, to deliver your content transparently, especially the brand, the logo or the brand logo. Sometimes I saw that some people, the brand is like signature, but you make sure people can readable the brand. Otherwise, they may not know what actually, they cannot remember. Okay, when they are cannot be readable for your logo. So again, I'll come to talk about logo. Create a logo. There are no standard styling for a logo. It can be either minimal or detail oriented. Whatever color scheme, font, design style you choose, your logo must illustrate your product guided tone and deliver the relevant message. A logo is one of the most important visual components in product branding. So make sure your logo is powerful enough to represent your whole brand. Okay, and arrange all these elements in your packaging nicely. So, okay, so this is, I'll give you some examples later. So this is one of the Hair Depot using our apps and website. So, and our product. Okay, what we are going to say is maintain the consistency. Okay, from the right hand to picture, you can see the consistency. So the ultimate key to successful product branding is to maintain the consistency with your images, design, quality, and the message across the board. Okay, once you have determined your brand identity and translate them into physical, into a physical branding, you will have to stick to the plan so that your potential customer can spontaneously recognize your product. Okay, this may sound traditional and outdated, but the most practical guide to consistency is synchronizing the product styling. Your product style must compile all these signature design chosen to apply to your product, and it should be the first reference to any of your design for promoting. For instance, your landing page cover or your press release background. The basic guided the basic guide involve synchronization in the size and details, placement, signature, typography, color plate, image standard, keywords, or voice tone, or even the voice tone. Okay, so all this is have to maintain the consistency. Okay, and then number 4, include your staff team. Okay, human factors can also contribute greatly to your company. Okay, branding effort and connect the emotional drive with your prospective customers. So provide your team members with in-depth training on seller shopper interaction to achieve this, and knowledge them about your company's values, mission statement, remind them about the message your company want to send through the store and products, and reflect on them about oriented retail nature you want to show the public. Okay, so all this is how to implement the product branding to your product and also your store. Okay, in the following slide, we will talk about the 3 product brand strategy. Okay, here we are going to explore 3 brand strategy for your products. First, multi-product branding. Okay, multi-branding. I will go further information. I just give you let you know there are 3 types: multi-product branding, multi-branding, and also private branding. So look at the first one, multi-product branding. The left image is just examples because I want to click to get some info, how to say, the promotion artwork from my website. Okay, so multi-product branding. Multi-product branding, also known as a family branding or corporate branding, is where a company uses one brand name for all of its products within the class. Okay, for example, the brand name, if you guys know about Mi, Xiaomi, the mobile phone one, is used on all of their products, right? But Mi is the company or parent brand's name. Okay, initially only appear on mobile phone, as we know. Okay, almost 10 years ago. But you will also see today now on television, bicycle, and on their home appliances series like vacuum, table light, air purifier, and etc. So a lot of things they are also share this one brand name called Mi. Okay, they no more call Xiaomi because Xiaomi is more Chinese translate. So now they are more focused on international. So they are put MI, make it simple. And recently they just changed their logo. Okay. HAIRDEPOT, we also for example, in HAIRDEPOT, we have HAIRDEPOT brand hair care product. We have HAIRDEPOT brand carry hair tools like hair dryer. Okay, we have like comb and brushes also carry the HAIRDEPOT brand, and sanitizer, even recently the hygiene products, we also carry HAIRDEPOT brands. So this is the similar strategy that we're using. The benefit of multi-product branding is brand equity return. Okay, lower promotion cost. Okay, and growing brand awareness. So that this is the benefits that come about through the extensive use of your brand name over a wide array of the product offering. Okay, the idea is to take a brand name which has established itself in one product class and apply that brand name to another product in another product class, expecting for the brand awareness to carry over. Okay, the value also is transferable to the next, to the others category. However, there is also a negative effect, okay, on the multi-product brand strategy. How to avoid? So this is we have to know before we start using or implement this strategy. So how to avoid the multi-product brand issue? Okay, the downside of multi-product branding is that it will spread your brand thin. Okay, when a company spread the brand that thin, the result is often a weaker brand image, right? The more a brand name is used on product of a different class, the greater the dilute the effect on the brand equity. So in order to avoid the negative effect of multi-product branding, company use sub-branding. Okay, sub-branding allow a company to use the big brand name while giving each product a little brands of its own. Okay, I will give you an example. So for example, but like just now I mentioned Mi, they all using the same name, but actually they have a sub-branding called Mi Jia. Okay, Mi plus Home or Mi Home. So for most of the home appliances, the Mi brand is clearly marked on the package so consumer associate the new media product with a me quality lah. This gives the media a sub brand and distinguish if from other me's products. Okay, this is one of the example. And then the second example is the Gillette. Okay, if men should know what is Gillette, the Gillette Match 3 razor for men, the Gillette brand is clearly marked on the package. So consumer also same, they can see the Gillette brand, but come with the Match 3 sub-brand. Okay, and distinguish it from other Gillette razor. They got many types. So if you go the supermarket counter, then you can see different sub-brand from Gillette. They got Match 3, got Turbo or something like that. I can't remember. Okay, for example, another third examples like HAIRDEPOT. Okay, so under HAIRDEPOT brand, we have HAIRDEPOT shampoo, treatment, styling product, and other also like electrical products. Just now we mentioned above, like hair dryer. We have a sub brand called Air Expert. Okay, Air Expert, but the big brand also is HAIRDEPOT. Okay, so this is the sub brand, the way that we can use that and implement for when we doing this product branding strategy. Okay, so second, multi-branding. Multi-branding is used when the product or a product line is targeting different market. Okay, and then the kinds of branding is used favorably within in the automobile market. So this is one of the example that I get from online. Is a Chevrolet. Okay, for example, Chevrolet has many different cars and each their own brands name like Spark or Camaro. These cars are both under Chevrolet, this parent brand. However, they serve a completely different purpose for different consumer in a given market. Right. For example, Spark is a small economy choice car for those looking for an eco-friendly car to get from point A to point B. But while the Camaro is a driver who are looking to get from point A to point B, supported by the performance and style. Okay, so you can expect a higher performance for this sub brand. Okay, the second brand, Camaro, under the parents brand Chevrolet. Okay, in short, the multi-branding strategy allow the business to gain market share through assessing external opportunity in order to define a profitable market segment. Okay, so I give you another HAIRDEPOT example here, like from the left hand. So we have a herbologist. This brand is actually manufactured in Taiwan, come with a traditional Chinese medicine extract formula. So high quality with powerful effect, target on high-end scalp issue focused customers. So this brand is actually also under HAIRDEPOT, but we are putting the brand as a herbologist, but you will not see the HAIRDEPOT brand in these product labels and packaging. Okay, another one we show in the following slide is a Midori Professional. They come with a fine quality Japan formula hair and scalp care products. There is also our private labels, high price range, and salon professional formula quality. Normally having 3 to 4 step hair and scalp care solution. So I'll give you to let you see the packaging. Okay, on the left hand, so you can see that this is the Midori brand, but also this is also our house brand, also our private labels. So these products, they also, you cannot find any HAIRDEPOT logos on this packaging, but this product is under HAIRDEPOT. Okay, this is also considered the third branding strategy, private branding. Private branding is the production of good by a manufacturer for a reseller like HAIRDEPOT. Prime examples of private branding is store branded goods. Some retail store use private branding to undercut competitors in a given market. If like Colgate toothpaste costs about $6 USD for a tube, then Walmart can make a privately branded toothpaste to sell at 3 to 4 USD, right? In most cases, private branded products are considered to be lesser quality, but in some cases, this can help retailer gain customer loyalty. But actually, I'm not quite agree with this because in today's business environment, normally like we can see that because we have a lower cost when we're doing the private label, so normally we can benchmark the same quality levels, but come with more reasonable prices or much lower prices. So, for example, if you can see in Watson, okay, when you go for the mouthwash, so that I remember the last month or last 2 months, I can't remember already. Though I go to Russell and buy a mouthwash, Colgate mouthwash packs. Okay, but just right beside the mouthwash Colgate brand, they got a Watson brand. They but look similar lah. Okay, but a lower price. So this is the way. Is one of the implementing the strategy for this so-called private branding. Okay. Okay, after we giving the strategy, then we want to talk about the advantages. Yeah, right. Sorry, I just lost look at the comment. Tesco brand also. Yeah, Tesco doing a lot of these things like bestseller product brand. They have a Tesco brand right beside, and then the design is actually quite similar lah. But I think it's not so good. But there's one consider one of the strategy also. Okay, so okay, now we look back here. The advantages of product branding. Why we need to do product branding? There must be a reason, benefits to doing so, right? Otherwise, you guys wouldn't interested to know this topic as well. So the advantages is we have 4 main advantages here. One is a public identification. So successful product branding can excessively benefit, okay, your advertising and marketing efforts. Okay, constant usage of the same identity package, including logo, design, packaging, etc., and consistent message delivery can help enhance your brand quality, in which the public can recall and recognize more easily. Okay, when you have achieved a certain level of public awareness, you can reduce your marketing cost to invest in other business sectors. Right. So this is a first benefit, public identification. Second, preference. Okay, strong brand gain a competitive advantage in consumer preference over others. When faced with a wide range of brand choices for a specific product, consumers tend to choose brands they have experienced and trusted, right? Or in other words, a strong brand is a great contributor to customer loyalty. So I give you as one of the examples, like it's not a product, it's like, for example, McDonald's. Okay, when we go overseas, one of the country, maybe you're not familiar with their food taste or something like that, but you can spend when you see a McDonald's, so the first meal maybe you will choose McDonald's first, right? For me, I love travel a lot. So when I go overseas, the first meal when I'm not sure which going to try and their meal, so I will go for McDonald's. Okay, because I know that the burger can eat now. Okay, so these are the things. So number 3, market extension. When your product brand is solid enough, you can consider penetrating a new market or further developing your product for diversification. Okay, when customers are already familiar with your product and brand, your market extension will be less likely to fail, as you have earned their verification for brand quality. So of course, I can say that the timing is very important. Okay, not at the very beginning when people do not know what is your core business or core products that you are really focused. You suddenly change to others. You suddenly have another category of product that may make customer confused your positioning. So you have to do it step by step. Okay, for example, HAIRDEPOT, we are more focused on hair products. So suddenly we have a sport product, so there is not relevant and connected. So you might take it seriously. In one day, maybe we have skincare. Maybe that one is also because it's considered under personal care, right? So there might be a little bit relevance. So we can consider about this category at the very beginning instead of others category that not that direct relevant to our hair products. Okay, market extension. We have the chance when our brand getting stronger and more powerful. Okay, number 4, barrier. Okay, a strong product brand can also open a new barrier to let new competitors enter and help project market share. Those who want to enter your product must make huge investment, okay, in their brand development to match your standard. So you set the standard. When you can set the standard, you have you are more easier to get the market. Okay. Furthermore, a new pricing barrier can be set for customer as they insist on your brand because they will be more willing to go with your product rather than other low cost offering. Okay. So in the following, I would like to share more on giving some examples. Okay, example. So now we talk about example after we gone through the strategy. We know about the strategy. We have about the benefits. So what are the examples that we can explain more? So first, I will choose Coca-Cola. Of course, I believe that nobody do not know about Coca-Cola, right? There's no way we can speak about product branding without mentioning Coca-Cola. So there must be some decent reason why the beverage brand can maintain its legacy over the past century. So it's a very powerful brand. The tip of Coca-Cola consistent successful product branding is simply consistency from their logos, social media appearance, export, design, even the product packaging where they exert tight control over the design of the bottle shape. So Coca-Cola also utilized the effectiveness of its visual simplicity with the curious yet authoritative cursive and the shocking red color psychology that evokes the cautions and warning. So Coca-Cola always is one of the very good examples that for us to refer, okay, how to do a successful product branding. But of course, yeah, okay, Kenneth, yeah, mentioned one of the brand that are in the following is Nike. Okay, okay, you got it. Nike talking about the product branding is lack of knowledge, not mentioning the legendary swoosh logo. Okay, the tick, somebody call it tick, but somebody call it swoosh logo. The company has redefined itself as an athletic and a fitness lifestyle brand from a small other shoe business. Okay, as a result, the Nike shoes has become a widely recognized logo that puts Nike into position as one of the today's most valued and successful brands. Okay, Nike is the exemplary when it comes to building, maintaining, and enhancing this brand image. Okay, so this is the second powerful brand I would like to share. The following, Apple. Okay, Apple is one of the foremost companies in the world with excellent branding strategy that mostly determine its prominent and constant success. The Apple brand is based on the experience and emotion delivered through this core value of innovation and design. So, of course, everybody knows Steve Jobs. Okay, Steve Jobs have found designer who believe in Apple vision about a human connection and could translate those beliefs into a production. The company has a unique visuals and a verbal vocabulary as expressed through the advertising and product design. Also, simplicity is prioritized in Apple product, but they do not lack in functionality either. Right? Apple is a details-oriented, which has helped the designer to be user-centric and know what the user want, or more than user want. Okay, then when after they come out a new products last time, as it remembers, then this is the way that mobile phone should look like, right? So this is things that are very successful product brand and brand of course a brand and also a product brand for this mobile phone. Okay, yeah, another big brand, Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks in its establishment in the early 1900s. Actually, the Starbucks has always been an iconic brand setting the drink coffee outside home and work trend for America and the world. In Starbucks strategy, product branding has been one of the most crucial elements that make up the brand's reputation until today. Okay, so who are like my friend, they always I think one day 1 to 2 cups of Starbucks coffee. Okay, but for me, I will control myself lah. Normally 1 cups a day will be my maximum. Okay, Starbucks had invested a huge amount in the building their brand's identity package, guiding from the store allocation, webs to details like food and drinks. Even the name for size option are Starbucks trademark. Okay, like the tall. Okay, normally we ask you the size about what's your size you would like. Tall, grand, 12 ounces. Grande, 16 ounces. Wendy, 24 ounces, and Trenta, okay, 31 ounces. But okay, which all originate from Italian and creatively allocated into English terms. So this is the way that they are, okay, doing. Okay, another one, McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's. Just now I mentioned McDonald's. McDonald's actually its uniformity is one of the key elements of the McDonald's global success. Whatever country you are visiting, McDonald's will provide the same quality, experience, and food, right? Consumer depend on consistency and fair pricing regardless of venue, and that's just what they get from McDonald's. Of course, from our experience, different country they their menu have slightly different, so they will match the local taste or something like that. But for us, they still got the normal menu, like the standard menu, like filet o fish, or Big Mac, anything else like McChicken, nuggets, or something like that. Yeah, so we are very familiar when we go to others country when we do not know what to eat. So McDonald's will be your first choice. Okay, but McDonald's logo success story is a source of inspiration for a generation to come, as it's one of the most successful popular icons in the recent history. McDonald's logo looks classy and stunning, whether it's on the neon sign, okay, poster or LCD screen, and you will imprint or it at the first sight. So very sharp. Okay, also the brightly shaped and welcoming design is not easy to forget. So the essence of the logo lies in the great blend of color, forms, and simplicity. Okay, simple. Okay. Again, IKEA. Okay, IKEA is one of the world's most profitable company, one of the most valuable brand in the top 50 ranked by Forbes. The company knows just what the company knows just what consumer need in today's fast-growing world, and there's the low-cost, affordability, shape, feature, and quality all in one. Being one of the most recognizable brands globally that have found a way to deliver and demonstrate the ability to meet the needs of their foreign customers. Okay, IKEA continue to maintain the same features, but the room set different from store to store to match the local custom. Okay, in Japan, for example, the traditional floor covering tatami mats are used. Of course, today in Malaysia, some of my friends also have a tatami room for their house. But in normal way, they are different country. They have a different setting. Okay, so this is the successful business strategy, I can say, and branding strategy as well for IKEA or all over the world. Okay, I think I'm sharing until here. So maybe we can have some question later on, then we can discuss a little bit more. So finally thought, now that you understand the concept of product branding and its importance in building the overall brand strategy for the successful ventures, the key takeaway from product branding are just a few keywords today. So you guys can jot it down. Brand identity, okay, brand design, consistency, and human connections. So under proper implementation, product branding can help you position your brand effectively and grow your brand tremendously. Okay, so now is advertising a bit for my business. Sorry. So HAIRDEPOT actually just launched our new app on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. So you guys may screenshot or download scan the QR later on to download our apps and give me some feedback if you guys have already installed it and use it. So you can seek a lot of the different product, so hair and scalp care product solution, in there. And of course, if you want to download also, you can visit HAIRDEPOT.my to get further information about how to take care of your hair in a proper way. So our tagline is treat your hair right. Okay, treat your hair right. You have to look for Hair Depot. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. So I pass back to Chacha.
Yes.
So yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeff. And for those who are here, you can connect with Mr. Jeff on his social media, yeah? So Facebook and Instagram. Thank you again for your sharing, but do stay with us because Mr. Jeff will also stay until the end of the session to answer some of the questions as well. All right. Thank you, Mr. Jeff. And then I definitely will download the app, yeah? So some taking of my hair.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
You have a rest. We will have you re-invited later on. All right.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure. Thanks.
Thank you. And next up, okay, so we will have our next speaker, Untitled Ice. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Yes. So just now, interesting sharing. So right now, we'd like to hear from Untitled Ice as well. So a little background for all of you who are here. Yes, we have 240 plus people over here. So Untitled Ice is from 9M. Yeah, so he's a Malaysian creative consultant with over 18 years of experience in creative field where he worked with individuals to large corporations. So he has skills to develop like strong creative concepts, brand strategy, as well as like run marketing campaigns to fulfill like digital and creative needs. So he'll be sharing with us from his experience on product branding strategy today. I'll now pass the time to you, Mr. Jeff. Oh, sorry, Mr. Ice. All right,
Thank you,
there
Chacha.
we go.
Okay, let me share my slides first.
Okay.
Oops. Sorry.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, so first I would like to thank you, Chacha, and Sidec for having me today. So the topic for today is product brand strategy. We hear from Mr. Jeff just now, quite full information about brand strategy. So I hope what I'm going to share after this, maybe it'll be a bit of a new item here, but sure there will be a bit of overlapping in terms of the content. Okay, so I only have 20 minutes. So I'm not going to teach or masterclass to do masterclass today. It's more like sharing an overview about the product branding and then based on my past experience. Okay. Oops. Okay, Shasha mentioned about me just now. I have total of 18 years in the industry. I established 9M back in 2014. So this is my 7th year handling 9M. 9M is actually a boutique creative agency. So we do brand strategy, design, and also we do some photography design work for our client as well. So my past working experience, I used to work with advertising agency before, the Burnett, Spencer Zizol, and then I joined corporate line. Malaysia Airlines, Firefly, Mars Wings, and DRH is actually part of Khazanah National. So it's more on corporate. So basically my background, I have both on the creative and on the corporate line. So now I'm handling my own agency. So I understand on both sides, on the client side and on the agency side. And some of my past portfolio, Fat Hope Energy, Coca-Cola is my clients. But then not on the branding, Coca-Cola more on other projects. So I help Coca-Cola Malaysia and Coca-Cola Singapore in doing some of their multimedia video projects, Malaysia Airlines, Big Loyalty, and many more. So basically, that's about me. So if you want to find out more about me, you can go to this ice.9m.my. Okay. So basically today, my sharing is more about the most common mistakes made by entrepreneurs in building their brand. So during my 7 years doing my studio design work, there are so many clients that I help. And then lately for the past few years, COVID-19, there are so many startup companies and then micro SME who come and ask for my help. But then based on my experience, there are few common mistakes made by entrepreneurs in building their brand, whether their products or their services. So today I will go a bit more into that. But in terms of the mistake, there are thousands, but I don't know. But this one I'm sharing based on what my client came to me. First, I think the product owner didn't understand the brand clearly. So when I say you didn't understand your product clearly, it's not that you don't know your product. You don't know in depth about your product. For example, if you're selling something, whether do you understand about their USP? What's the SWOT analysis of your products? So that's the first thing when I say, do you understand about your product? Some say no, some say yes, but most of them not really understand because of if we go deeper, they really don't understand the products. So if you don't understand your products, how do you expect your product to sell well in the public or market online everywhere? So that's I think the first number one mistake that normally the entrepreneur nowadays they didn't clearly understand about the product. And then normally when we do consultation with our clients, we go in depth into their product details. Like I mentioned just now, the SWOT analysis is important. What's the strength of your products? What makes your product better than other competitor? What's the weaknesses of your products? So most entrepreneurs, they thought their product is the best. But if you ask yourself the questions, I'm sure there are weaknesses in your product that you can make it better. And then we need to acknowledge our weaknesses so that we can improve it to make it better. Don't ignore your weaknesses. And then what's the opportunities? And then what the threats of your products. So now you can see COVID-19 pandemic, so many entrepreneurs start their own products line. So what makes your product different from other products? So that's number one. So I think you really need to understand on that product clearly. Second, I think entrepreneur not being consistent. So that's another thing which I think you need to really take a look detail into this lah. Because when I say not being consistent, so many parts. It can be on the branding, it can be on the communication, it can be on the strategy. So for example, today you use this kind of platform, the next day you're using different platform. Today you speak this language, the next day you speak in a different language. Today you use pink, today you use blue. So that kind of thing not being consistent is one of the mistake by entrepreneur. So for example, if you can see, I give you an example, for example, like telco in Malaysia. If we say yellow telco, definitely in mind there will be DG. If we say green telco, there will be Maxis. Red, there will be Hotlink and so on. Asia, red. Coca-Cola, red. So that's them being consistent in color what they use, and then in terms of communication strategy. So again, I'm not going to talk detail about the each of this topic, but second item that I think mistake made by entrepreneur, not being consistent. The third one, I think Jeff mentioned just now, not connecting with right audience. So you have products now it's easy because you have a digital marketing. So with digital marketing, you can target right audience for your products. During my days with Malaysia Airlines last time, we do media buy and then we target like quite random. The media buy agency we say specific, but that is not really accurate. So by targeting the right audience, then only you can target the right market for your products. So that's the third point which I think you need to really look into, connecting with right audience. But with social media, it now become easier. But do not fall into the trap where they say, oh, TikTok is the best now. Oh, Facebook is the best now. But then your product is not right for that audience. So that's another thing that you need to consider. So pick the medium that you're comfortable with, and then that targeting your audience right. To me, that's number 3. And then forgetting about style guideline. Okay, the style guideline is the brand identity. So whether your corporate identity, your corporate color, corporate font, what picture to use, what style of picture to use, that's another thing I think your entrepreneur need to look into. Forgetting about style guideline, because like remember again, I mentioned just now, you open DG website, social media communication, they look the same visually, language almost similar, the imagery style almost similar. So that's another part where entrepreneur need to look into. The problem with nowadays, because there's a application Canva. In Canva, there are thousands of templates that you can choose. So that's why the entrepreneur, the product owner become more creative. Every day different visual, every day different font, because it look nice. But then it doesn't carry your products, brand identity, brand strategy. So that's the part where go back and then look at your style guideline. And then I think the number 5 is the I don't care. It's not my products. I had a client come to me, ask for help, but then they say, oh, it's not my product. I just help someone to sell, but then no sales. Why? You don't care what's not your products. So that's thing I think entrepreneur need to look into. Okay. So okay, this part I will share a video clip. So hope you can on your audio. So that's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2.
Got it. And the wind is about 6. Give me 1.5 minutes left. Got it. All right, great. All right, spotter is ready. Spotter's ready.
Shooter ready?
Hold center. Send. Outstanding shot. Center mass.
Okay, so you see these 2 video clip of scenario 1 and scenario 2. So which type of entrepreneur are you? The scenario number 1 or number 2? I've seen a lot of entrepreneur scenario number 1 where they just shoot everything. Go social media buy, and advertisement, go on ground. They shoot everything. They're hoping to hit their client they want. So that's the strategy. I think they are missing some of the entrepreneur now. Some entrepreneur, they use limited budget, but then they really focus on what they want. So that's the type of entrepreneur that I think you need to be. The scenario number 2, where you really focus, you really target, aim what you want to achieve so that you will hit the target. So as a business owner, you need to plan and hit your target precisely to maximize cost and maximize the profit. So that's, I think, for startup, for new entrepreneur, even my clients, I would advise plan, and then we hit the target with limited budget, limited time, and then you can hit your whatever client you want. So how to do it? Where to start? Okay, you say, oh, I say so many, we just hit, but how to do this? How to do a proper brand strategy, product strategy, and where to start? Okay, there are 2 parts. One is a brand strategy, where to me is brand strategy is what people don't see. And then there's a second part, brand identity, what people will see. We normally go straight into the brand identity because we want to look nice, because we want people to see us. But then you don't understand your strategy, your inside you, the thing inside you where what people don't see. So that's a missing link, I think, most of the entrepreneur here. So they jump straight to here without knowing your strategy. Okay, so what's inside the strategy? First is the brand purpose. So the purpose of your product, your brand, when you design the product, you start selling the product, why, how, to who, etc. And then what's the mission, vision and mission? When you start a company, start a product, start a services, what's the vision that you're trying to achieve? And then what's the mission? The mission, things that you need to do in order to achieve your vision. Some people, they confuse vision and mission. So I think that's the basic, where vision is where you want to go, what you want to achieve, and then mission, how to achieve your vision, how to do, what to do. Then the values. The values, again, people don't see the value, but then it's inside you, whether what you are friendly, whether you are kind. So that's you and the company and the products. And then your personality. So the personality is what people will see based on the product, whether you are a fun company, whether you are a serious company, business company, that's the personality that you need to do. And then the positioning. Again, when you position your brand right, then people will understand whether you are high-end, low-end. Simple example, Starbucks just now, you see the example. Starbucks sells coffee, 20 ringgit, 25 ringgit, people still buy because they're positioning their brand high. but the same coffee may be similar product, similar Arabiata coffee, whatever, maybe RM5 from a different company because of the positioning of the company. So when you build your brand, build a company, build a product, service, whatever, so where do you position your product services? So that one need to understand also. And then again, who are your target audience? Target audience really important. You don't target everyone. There must be a specific target that you want to target. You cannot be Lazada or Shopee. Everything in one place. So if you are a product owner, you need to know or plan the strategy, talk to your right audience, then only you will hit the target. You can put your product in Lazada, there's no right or wrong. But what I'm talking here more on the positioning, the strategy of your brand. So who's your brand target audience? Then you can put in Lazada, not wrong. But don't position your company, your product like Lazada for everyone. Impossible. That I'm not sure lah. If you have product, there must be a specific target audience. This one for female, this one for adult, this one for 60 and above. So that's your audience. You need to know your audience. Then only can sell your product clearly. And then what's the brand statement of your products? So if you have a product, you need to have a statement. This product is for who? What this product can do for you and how? Something like that. So that's a statement that you can design for your brand. Then only you can start go into the identity, because whatever inside the identity is actually from the strategy. Most of the product owner, whatever designer, they go to identity without knowing what's the vision of the company, the product, what's the personality of the product. They just design. I like pink. I like blue. I like this font cursive. I like this picture. So that's what normally the client brief. And then they want us to charge like 500 ringgit for the brand identity, which is quite impossible. So that's why I, as a brand consultant, I will advise the client, look into the brand strategy first before you go into the identity part. Okay? So once you know this part, then only you go to designing of the logo of your products. Why you use this font? Why the color? Because of the personality of this product is soft. We're targeting maybe women. The product's for women, so maybe the logo must be a soft kind of shape, not really boxy. The font maybe in the script font, not so sans serif, not so hard font. So that's the logo. What more? Color palette. Why we choose this color palette? Because of, again, this part here. Because of the personality, the value, the purpose of the product, the audience. And then imagery style. This is, to me, quite key because of whatever, again, if I go back to the same example like DG. DG using the same color, yellow, but then the visual come out differently for each campaign every year because they have the certain imagery style in the guidelines where the agency can follow, must follow. So that they will have a different visual, different campaign, different strategy, but then using same color, same font type. I had client before, they said, bosan lah, I tired already using this color. Want to change different color. This font not nice. So it's become personal. So when you're building your brand, it's not about you. I think it's about the audience and about your clients. And then graphic elements and layout, the positioning, where do you place your logo? How the space you like. Is it top, half, bottom? So that's the element that you need to consistently build in your brand. And then build a tagline. Nike, just do it, very short, Asian, now everyone can fly. The tagline that can link back to your brand identity strategy. Stationery, same, PowerPoint presentation, business card, website, and the brand mood board. So the brand mood board is like when you put everything on desk or something, online digital visual, look the same. There's a consistency in terms of color you use, imagery you use, font. So if you put your products at one place, desk, table or what, but you will look like a different style, different identity, then to me it's not right branding. There's, again, in branding, to me, there's no right or wrong. You can use whatever color, whatever visual, whatever font you like. But then to me, as a brand strategy, maybe you need to have a certain element in building something. Why you use this color? Because of this. Why you use this font? Because of this. So to me, these two elements in the brand strategy, building your product brand strategy and identity. Okay. I cannot read any comment because I'm focusing here. Maybe if you have comment, you can ask. I can answer later. Okay, so to me, branding is the process of connecting good strategy with good creativity. So in football, whatever game playing, they will have the strategy. They will have about, they not just go and play. You just kick the ball and then make sure hit the target. So in business, in building a product brand, you need to have a brand strategy, and then you need to have a brand identity. And then below here, you will have your product, services, resources, people, whoever. That's below, people did not see. But then what's your target? And then combining these two, I'm sure you will hit your target precisely without spending so much money, so much energy to build your brand. Okay? So what to do next? So just now I mentioned there are two parts, is brand strategy and a brand identity. So what to do next? So I'm talking if, let's say, you are a established brand, 10, 20 years, I think definitely you will have something already in your company. But then if you are a startup company, SME, you're starting your new brand, so what to do next? I think first plan your brand strategy first. Plan your brand strategy before you jump into your brand identity. You can do yourself. You engage a brand consultant, of course, maybe you charge a bit budget over bit more budget there. But then if you can learn online, then learn this brand strategy and then create your brand identity. And then now is a digital, if I may suggest, join business networking. Like myself, I joined BNI, Business Networking International, where you can connect with like thousands of business owner all over the world. So BNI is the largest business organization in the world. So once you are in the network, you can connect with whoever you want in the world. So that's me. I joined business networking, and then during this pandemic, I cannot open my studio. I cannot have a physical meeting. I cannot do a physical marketing meeting. Then my business associates in business networking helps me a lot. Okay, and then after that, you can start selling and make money. So that's I think the key thing that I want to share today. I only have 20 minutes. I cannot go into detail. I think 3:30. So get in touch. If you want to get in touch with me, you can WhatsApp me. It's my number here. My website is here. But then now until 31st August, I will carry 9M still. But effective 1st September 2021, which is another 2 weeks time, I'll be joining Sidec. Sidec Malaysia Design Development Center. So it's a subsidiary under MARA and then under Kementerian Pembangunan Luar Bandar. So I'll be joining Sidec as a CEO effective of 1st September 2021. So if you guys need any help from Sidec, Sidec is different. Sidec for organizer for today. Sidec, we help entrepreneur in building their brand, graphic design, branding, industrial design. So that's Sidec. So you still can get in touch with me. Anything that I can help in future, I'm happy to help. Okay, I think that's all from me today.
Thank you so much, Encik Ais. Oh, I can hear myself echo. Yeah, thank you so much for your sharing. And then do stay with us. For those that actually ask some questions, yeah, we will have Encik Ais with us again during the Q&A session. Okay, so Encik Ais, you take some rest first. I'll invite the next speaker and I'll re-invite you later during the Q&A. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, great sharing, isn't it? Yeah. So now we have our last speaker of the day. Yeah, we have Mr. Jerome. Hi,
Hello.
Mr. Jerome. Hi. So I'll do a little bit of background introduction of Mr. Jerome to all of you. Yeah, Mr. Jerome spearheads the Splash production in Singapore, and they also have a branch in Malaysia. Yeah, providing brand consultancy and communication strategies for a wide range of businesses, from startups to MNC. So he guides discussions about like how to discover the unique brand positioning, and story for brands and create strategies to communicate, strengthen the brand positioning for the brands to the audience. So also this is where marketing efforts comes in. So crafted and deliver effective messaging that builds the brand value. So a little bit of his background, the clients that he worked with: Unilever Food Solution, Carry Foods, DBS Singapore, Changi Airport, Petro China, Temasek Holdings, a lot of big names, yeah. So Mr. Jerome is a registered management consultant with Institute of Management Consultants, Singapore, and registered brand consultant as well. So he's still here today to share with us from his experience, how do we actually benefit from like product branding strategies. So I'll pass the time to you, Mr. Jerome. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chacha. Thanks
No
for the
problem.
introduction. So, okay, I'm going to share my slides. So hope it's okay. You can see, right? So, thanks for the opportunity, and I'd like to just do a very quick introduction of myself first. So, I am from Singapore. So I always like to start off by introducing myself as a water polo player. So I had the chance to play water polo and represent Singapore. So I represented Singapore in actually 4 SEA Games in the early years. And I also have a son who is playing water polo at this point in time. And beyond my water polo playing years, I also continued to volunteer in the sport in Singapore. And I was a part of the organizing committee for SEA Games in 2015 when we had the SEA Games in Singapore. And on the professional front, I also had a chance to speak at events and ministerial conferences to share about both the branding from the SME's perspective, and as well as a bit of introduction of Splash Productions as well and what we do. And this is the snapshot of the team. So we are headquartered in Singapore. So we have a team of 38 people sitting in Singapore. We have one of my colleague in Malaysia. So we have plans to expand beyond a bit more in Malaysia. However, due to COVID, we decided to hold back the expansion plans. Yeah. So today's session, I want to make it interactive and also useful for fellow attendees. So I would like to just share this tool, which many of the brand agencies use to have a very quick snapshot of brand personality types for companies. So this is what we call a brand archetype. So there are total of 12 brand archetypes. I'll go through every single one of them. You may or may not see yourself represented in one or maybe more of these archetypes, but it really gives you an idea how the brand can carry yourself, and also share some of the examples of each of these archetypes. And how we work with clients is we either work with them on the existing brand consultancy, where we kind of run them through this exercise and we place them in some of these archetypes and say, okay, maybe you are part of this, yeah, and or when we want to develop new brands. So there are new brands. There is also, we use this little matrix to be able to help them decide which archetype to anchor themselves in as well. So this archetype is important because it really anchors the kind of the brand promise that you want to, and also the communications will then be narrowed and streamlined across all your platforms. Okay, so when you see this, if you see or you think that you are one of these archetypes, you can type in the comment box. Because it's going to be interesting, because you're going to see part of yourself in maybe one or more of this. So we'll start off with the first one. Okay, so the caregiver. So the caregiver is really a brand that is, is about creating a nurturing environment, is generous, is compassionate. So the brand promise is actually really about showing empathy. So if you talk about a brand that is very representative of this, you can see that, yeah, Volvo is one that provides a lot of safety. So they want to protect, not to harm. And as well as Johnson & Johnson. Okay. So if you see yourself as a caregiver, you can put it in the chat box. The second one, the creator. The creator is about, it's about innovation. It's about creating new solutions, new way of expression. So it's very forward-looking. It adds value to the society through innovation. And really the brand promise is about imagination. So of course, a super well-known brand, and I think the brand that everybody understands and knows very well is Apple. And the other one, for the creative professionals, Adobe. Really carries the creator persona, architect. And the third one, the jester. So jester is really about, having fun. So you don't take yourself too seriously. Your communication is really through humor, through fun, and you want to live life to the fullest, and you want to be able to continue and carry that to your customers as well. Oh, sorry, I think I've just clicked something. Okay. Yeah. So it's about entertainment, right? And who else but M&M's as well as Domino's Pizza. Okay. Next, we have the everyman. So the everyman is about something that you want to make people feel safe. It's secure, it's inclusive. You feel very assured that this brand always gives you that sense that you can depend on them. Yeah. So of course, we have Volkswagen as one of the representative brand, as well as IKEA. Then we move on to Explorer. So Explorer brands actually works very well for adventure brands, so because they talk about helping the users find themselves, push the boundaries a bit, using freedom, and let them and inspire them to discover new things. Okay, so it's about discovery for this brand, and representative brand will be GoPro as well as the North Face. Okay. And the Hero. So the Hero brand, so if you look at the picture, it's about sports. It's about pushing yourself. It's about mastery in what you do. It's achieving that goal, pushing yourself, being very competitive, being better than your competitors. Yeah. So of course, the Air Jordan brand, as well as Nike, is very representative of the Hero brand, the hero persona. Then of course, Innocent. Innocent is about having, it's happy, free, straightforward, fairly simple, but having faith and seeing the good in things and people. So these brands are very optimistic. When they communicate, it's always about the good things, having fun, seeing the bright side of life. Yeah. So a brand that is representative is Coca-Cola, as well as Toys R Us. Yeah. So we go with Magician. So Magician brand really sparks change. So they want to bring the future to the present. So they want to be able to then bring the life-changing experiences, to their clients. And to do that, they use, they bring out this thing through transformation. So the brand promise is really about transforming the current to something in the future. Yeah. So Disney is that, as well as Dyson. It's very representative of the magician persona. Then we'll move on to the Rebel. So the Rebel brand is really, it's unconventional. Firstly, they want to reject the status quo. So they want to have, encourage personal expression. And usually they have a cult-like following. Yeah. So the brand promise is radical. So we are not about following the masses. We want to create our own voice. And radical is, when you have a brand like Harley Davidson. So Harley Davidson, if you look at it, actually Harley Davidson is really the only brand that I know that people tattooing the brand on them. So no other brand. You won't see people tattooing Audi or BMW logo on themselves, but people actually tattoo Harley Davidson on themselves because that's how they feel so much. It's like a cult following of Harley Davidson. Then of course we have Razer. Also, you have that cult following within the gaming community as well. Then we have the Ruler. So the Ruler is really about power, it's about confidence, it's successful, it's luxury. They usually are the leaders in the field, and it's all about power. And of course, what representative is really Rolex and Rolls-Royce. So last time we also used to work with Rolls-Royce Singapore, and in terms of the brand guideline, the way they use their logo is such that when you have a Rolls-Royce logo, there shouldn't be any other logos within a certain parameter, of the Rolls-Royce logo. That's how they define how the logo should be used. And we have the seducer. So seducer is really, the promise is about giving people the passion. So we want your clients to feel special, to feel emotionally connected, to want to pleasure the senses, and foster that intimacy and bliss from the brand. So of course, Victoria's Secret, is one where the communication is very consistent. Them being presenting the passion, about the brand, and as well as Häagen-Dazs. So Häagen-Dazs is a very luscious ice cream brand. So it's far different if you compare it to Ben & Jerry's or any other ice cream brand, because that's why they are very clear about their brand archetype, and that's how they communicate consistently as well. Yeah. And lastly, we have the stage. So the stage brands are really, they're the experts, they're the thought leader, the intellectuals, the critical thinkers, of this, and they're always looking about seeking the truth and solving the problems, and they use this through the knowledge that they present. So many a times they are quite no nonsense. They present facts as it is, and they want to also bring their customers, their clients, and win them over through facts and knowledge. So TED Talk series, is one of such, and as well as The Guardian, as a publisher. Okay, so if you look at this, a very quick summary of this, the brand archetypes. So I'll leave you guys to also take a look, and see where you are, and also whenever you create a new brand, so talk about a new product brand, you can start thinking of where you fit in, how you want your brand persona to take on. Yeah. So just now, left off with the brand strategy. So we think, okay, we always start out with brand strategy, but actually what exactly is the brand strategy? So I want to also take the chance to share a little bit about what is the brand strategy and some of the basic elements. Okay, so it's a very, very quick snapshot on the 4 basic elements of what comprises brand strategy. So the first one, okay, is really about architecture. So architecture is also something that Jeff has shared earlier. So we talk about multi-brand, multi-products, and stuff. So one example that I want to share is Grab, right? So Grab started with My Taxi. Okay, they rebranded with Grab. However, they very, very quickly expanded to so many other services. So for Grab, you have Grab Hitch, Grab Car, Grab Bike, and everything else. They also went into food. So the food and Grab Kitchen, and Grab Pay, followed by all this rental, merchant, marts, and stuff. So the question is, why do they not just use Grab for everything? So there is a reason, because whenever you go into develop a sub-brand, when your brand architecture is very clear, you also, the communication can also be very clear, because whenever you go to a new market segment, you're competing with a new set of competitors. And you need to be able to communicate and win over the customers from this new set of competitors. Yeah. So it's important to have a brand architecture, especially the bigger you go. You don't want to confuse both internally as well as externally. Okay, so that's how a brand architecture needs to be able to develop and have clarity within the organization. So the next thing is we call a brand positioning statement. So brand positioning statement is internal. It helps the internal alignment, on how we want to, talk about ourselves. So who exactly we are. So there's a couple of elements within the brand positioning statement. So the first is we want to understand, who we are speaking to, who we're selling to, which is the who, target audience, and what product categories are we competing in. We need to be very clear of that. And why do people buy from us? What is kind of benefit we are giving to our consumers? See, why do they buy from us? And of course, what is the reason to believe? So how do we actually do it to give them whatever they wanted from us? Okay, so one of the example I want to share is also from Nike, right? So this is Nike's internal brand positioning statement, right? So for them is, if you look at the highlighted in color, so it's easy to follow, right? So the who is really athletes. So what do? So we're competing in the high quality, fashionable athlete athletic wears. Okay, then and what do we actually provide them? The benefits is, yes, it's top performing, it's highest quality materials, and of course we also have the most advanced products in the market. And the reason to believe is our commitment to innovation and investment in the latest technologies. Okay, so this is very clear. So when you have a statement like this, the entire organization understands where we are heading, why we are doing this, and this really is a central point of the brand strategy. And of course, brand personality, for those who are old enough, would have seen this series of ads running. So this is really a personification of what a personality is. So if you take from the brand archetypes, and you want to think of a brand as a person. Okay, so it's important for us to then look at a brand and give traits to this person. Not to be confused, we shouldn't give more than 5. No, we should really just stick to up to 5 personality traits. But really, the most important thing is to be authentic. See, so authenticity is something that internally you'll be great. If the management or the business owner is able to understand where they're coming from. So if you're someone who is rather laid back, you cannot develop a brand that is dynamic. And you call it dynamic because every other interaction the clients have with you is going to be laid back, right? So you can't lift the brand. The brand cannot take off because there's no coherence in terms of what you present externally and what you are internally. So it's important to be able to have the coherence as a brand as a whole. Okay, so and it takes a while for you to understand yourself. It takes a while for your staff to understand the business. It takes a while for actually an external consultant, whoever comes in to work with you, to understand you and be able to present their brand personality for you. Okay, and the last thing, the brand promise. So brand promise in this case is really an externally driven message. So when we look at target audience, so target audience, the most important customers that you have, the dearest customers that you have. So what is kind of promise that we want to present to them? Okay, so and this is important because when we make a brand promise and we consistently deliver the promise, the connections grow deeper, the engagement grows deeper. Okay, but the reverse is true, right? So if we make a promise and we break it, the connection is lost, the love is lost, the goodwill is lost. So it's very important that whatever we state here, we're able to live up to it because when we make a certain promise, we know that this is because internally this is really who we are, this is what we are committed to do, and this is something that we can deliver. So one example that I want to share now is this. So to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. So if you look at just now the brand positioning statement, so this is Nike's brand promise to every athlete in the world that we're going to bring you inspiration, we're going to bring innovation to you. So that's why Nike consistently will always, have new products, new product innovation, and things to help every athletes do even better. Yeah, so they're inspiring you to do and push yourself and to greater heights because it's consistent with their hero personas, right? So that's how they are. It's very consistent throughout. That's also the reason why Jeff used it as an example because Nike, we know it. We know it beyond the swoosh. Many of us personally experience it, and we have good things to say. Yeah, that's because they live up to their promise every single time. Okay. So to kind of sum it up, so we talk about brand communication. So branding is not just about doing it and living it there, right? So it's actually very important for us to look at communication because we want to be able to tell it to the world, to more people. So an effective brand communication strategy that really encompasses, that is consistent with your branding, your brand strategy. And then most importantly, when done right, you really help the business to build greater connections with your customers. And because of the greater connections, we want to increase the perception of your brand. Like what also the first two speakers said, people just automatically choose you. So that is really the perception. And most importantly, it helps you grow the business. and especially so in this increasingly crowded and competitive marketplace. Okay, so to really sum up, is branding important? I'll say it's definitely yes. So thank you very much. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jerome. Stay with us, yeah. So for those that you would like to connect with Mr. Jerome, this is his contact as well as like email address. So you can actually take it down and then do connect with our speakers. And thank you for your sharing and very interesting. And some of them mentioned your slides are very, very beautiful. So I think that is where, yeah, that's where I mean the session's about. So we'll now invite for all the speakers to be on the screen. Yeah, so we'll go into our Q&A sessions. So some of them actually have some questions as well. So welcome everyone again. But before we move to the Q&A, I would just like to collect some of their feedback as well. Yeah, so everyone, we're going to drop this survey link. Yeah, so as you can see in the comment right now, so we'd like to collect some of your feedback for the sessions that do provide us some of your thoughts, what areas that we can improve on, what are some of the future topics that you'd like to hear from Sidec, yeah? So we'd like to collect that from you. So do take us some time for you to fill in that survey form. Meanwhile, if you have any of the questions, you can also drop in the comment, yeah? So I will pick up some of the questions first. Actually, the first questions that we have over here while they're filling in the survey, okay? So, and also asking question. The first question maybe is direct to Encik Ais. Yeah. So just now, I think when you share about the brand identity, there's this specific one that mentioned about corporate stationery. So would you like to share with us a little bit more about what is corporate stationery about?
Oh, okay. So I think basically corporate stationery is about everything about your corporate item, business cards, letterheads, PowerPoint templates. So everything that's considered corporate stationery. So if you have a consistent brand identity, definitely you have a consistent corporate stationery as well. So to me, that's the first point when you give, now because people don't give business cards. But previously when you give business cards, that's the first touch point where people see about your brand. From your business card, they will go to your website, your social media. So that's why I say it's quite key there to make sure your corporate stationery is based on Live Your Brand.
Okay, so I hope that answer Carol's question, yeah? So great one. But I like the second questions that we pick up from the audience. Maybe that one I will direct it to Mr. Jeff over here. Yeah, so very good question. How a lot of them are selling on Lazada and Shopee. So how do we build brand identity for the merchants when it's selling on platforms instead of like on website?
Hi. Yeah. When one is selling, okay. Actually, for me, because I'm HAIRDEPOT actually joining Lazada and Shopee as well. So for me, if you're joining Lazada and Shopee, of course, depends on the stage that how long did you join this platform? Okay, so different different stage you must apply different strategy lah. Okay, but at the end of the day, I think you should have your own brand. For me, if you can have your private labels, then I think that would be a more how to say, you have the competitive advantage in the future for your profit, because you know lah, this is a marketplace, so everyone can sell the product. If you sell the product, the same products, everyone can get it from elsewhere, then you'll be the price war. Okay, at the end of the day, that you cannot how to say, you cannot escape from this. So that is the truth. So at the end of the day, then you have to like plan for your own products. When you have your sales report monthly, then from there you can do some analyze which category or which kind of items that actually for you is good for you to invest your own private labels. Okay, so this is a long-term strategy lah. You cannot do it like you joining the Lazada, Shopee today, but tomorrow you have come up with a new brand for yourself. I think that is quite difficult, because you have to gain a lot of customer that traffic first. So you have to gain a lot of traffic before you start doing and implement your this private brand strategy. Yeah.
Mm, mm. So basically, it's like start from the product's branding itself before you can then apply it across different platforms, right? Yeah. So I hope that answer Evelyn questions. Yeah. So if it is like similar products like the rest of the competitors, then it will goes into like price war concept. Yeah. All right. So we have like few more questions upcoming, but very good question that the answer that Mr. Jeff gave earlier on. It came to the next question from Jesse. Yeah. So over here. So, how important getting a copyright or trademark for the brand and logo, and at what stage the business should actually get like trademark? So for the logo, and if like just for startup and small company, is it necessary? And this question maybe I will direct it to Mr. Jerome. Yeah. So you deal with a lot of like brands and all. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts in terms of this?
Yeah. Okay. So my advice is really you need to look at a cost benefit analysis because copyright and trademark comes at a price. So and you need to pay a price. So as a young company, generally speaking, you have very little risk when it comes to people copying your brand. So that is one of the things that you need to consider for the price that you're paying, and you actually don't really have very much of a risk of people copying the brand. And another thing is even when you pay, you register and you copy, and if someone else copy the brand, do you have the financial muscle to enforce it, or do you have the people to be able to help you enforce it? I think that's another question to consider as well. So a lot of times when we kind of present the cases, it really comes down to the money and whether it's meaningful enough for us to pursue a copyright or trademark at an early stage of the business.
Okay. So basically, depending on the stage, and if like you want to go with like people not to copy you when you get bigger, that's where trademarks comes
Yes.
in. Okay. So cool. So we hope that answer just the question over here, and maybe the next question we'll draw from Angeline. Okay, so Angeline here have a questions where she mentioned about yeah. So I have own brand on the Facebook page, but can it make it to like own branding more stronger using Facebook page? Yeah, maybe this we will hear from like a couple of like speakers. I first get from Uncheck Ice. What's your thoughts on this? You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, the question is I have my own brand, but on my Facebook page, can I make it my own branding more stronger using FB page? I think FB page is a platform. FB page, IG, LinkedIn, that's a platform. But how you position your brand is up to you. Again, it's go back to remember the strategy. How do you want to position your brand? What's the personality? So that will make your brand look like your brand, rather than you setting other brand. So if you're asking Facebook page, LinkedIn, IG, to me, doesn't matter where. That's just a platform. That's just what you want to host your brand. But how you build your brand, let's go back to the strategy, why. But if you're carrying other people's brand, then how their branding will look like. So if you ask me, Facebook page, doesn't matter. But how can make it stronger using page? Daily posts, people will see more your brand, then they will remember more. So that's maybe simple tip from me lah. You post more, then people remember more. I think branding is a strategy in the game of where people see you more, then they will remember more.
Yeah, I think both the speakers, other Mr. Jeff and Mr. Jerome, also agreeing. Yeah, so nodding your head about it. So it's like how many times the brands are being seen out there. Yeah, so good one. And then if any of the questions that our speakers spot, yeah, so that you would like to answer, also can let us know. But I have another questions from Andy Tan. Yeah, Andy Tan here that mentioned about, again, goes back to like online store. So I think this question I will still direct it to Mr. Jeff because you all have like products selling on Lazada and Shopee as well. So his question is about brand identity. If it is not strong yet in the market, would it be better to try to draw customer base away from Shopee and Lazada to your own online store instead of like on Shopee and Lazada? From your experience, what do you think?
Okay, for me, if your brand identity is not strong yet, then I think you better start with this marketplace first. Okay, to gain some brand awareness, to provide the customer to confidence for when they buy something from you, the customer service, everything, to let them have confidence with you, with your brand. Then later on, then only think about when the I think it's not the second stage, maybe maybe the third stage. Only will start thinking of having your own website or apps to get the benefit for joining this marketplace. Because at the very beginning, if you like, for me, last time I still remember my friends telling me that if you have a website and it compared with the marketplace, there is like the marketplace is like a mid-valley mega mall, but your own website is just like the shopping mall, your own, open in the Uluyang. So, so which means that it is very hard for you to get to attract the traffic when you have not when your brand is not strong enough, right? When people do not know about you, no confidence about how you are going to serve them, how is your product quality, everything. So you must join this marketplace. Is a faster way to make the public knows about you and accept your service and everything. Yeah.
Okay. So follow the traffic first, lah. So to garner as
Chacha,
much. Yes, please.
Chacha, can I add on?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, for Andy's case, right? So I think every brand, of course, Shopee and Lazada, they are marketplaces, so they have traffic. So, but the important thing is you need to start building your own traffic. And for many of the brands, we actually need to start thinking of building our own following, our own tribe. Because these are the guys that is going to follow you, right? So one of the trick that many of the Lazada sellers and Shopee sellers are already doing is every delivery, they'll follow up with some sort of small gift, small card to be able to build the connection, so that you want to encourage people that every reorder, don't go to marketplace anymore, come direct to me. Maybe I give you a better price, maybe I give you a better service. That's because you want that database. So it's actually very important to start from the very beginning to develop the database, develop that following, that tribe, and engage them. Yeah, because those are really your customer. So people who buy from Lazada and Shopee, they are not your customer. They are Lazada's customer. See? So no matter how small you are, you should really start there. And look at every single touch point. Look at how frequent people buy your product, and see how you can encourage them to buy more and buy direct from you. Yep.
Actually, quite true it is lah. So first, where the traffic are, so like Shopee and Lazada, then after that, slowly converting that to your own. Yeah. So very, very good advice from both Mr. Jeff and Mr. Jerome. Okay. So great one. But I have a next question direct to Mr. Jerome specifically. I think this is where you share about yeah. So how from Tay over here? So he would like to get some advice.
Okay. So newly established companies, my advice to newly established companies is really look at the founder. So look at the founder who is starting the business, and because the fact of the matter is you are going to be the one that is making a sales call. You're going to be the one that's going to meet the client, speak to the client, deliver the service, do the after sales service. So every single touch point, you are the one. So if you look at it, the brand essentially is you. You don't have to think very much. You start with yourself first. Because that's really the brand experience you're delivering to your customers. Yeah. So the brand archetypes, a lot of times is about you, how you carry yourself. So if you're the fun, jovial type, you're probably the jester, right? But if you're always prim and proper, or you're someone that is always trying to create possibilities for customers, maybe you are the someone that's magic, the creators or stuff, or magician, right? So look internally first. If you are really a newly set up business, yeah.
Okay, so we hope that answered his question. Yeah, so we'll take two more questions from the audience. That first, maybe I think this is a really good question from Ronald. Okay, so we'd like to hear maybe from all the speakers on your thoughts on this specific one. I think this is where a lot of the merchants face because they are reseller instead of their own brand owners. Yeah, reseller of many major brands. So how do they brand themselves? Is like in association with like the major brands they are the reselling for. Okay, so we go one round. Okay, we'll start with Take Eyes on this one.
Okay, I think if you selling reseller of many major brand, I think it's important for you to build your personal brand. So because you have so many product that you are selling, and then maybe you position yourself as somebody who good at selling, I don't know, health products, sports products. So you position yourself as someone that people say, oh, if I want health product, I go to this guy. Then you can have so many product under you because you position yourself as somebody. Rather than you have to go on different products, major product. You've got 10 products, you have to position about 10 different products. Instead of 10 products, you position yourself, then you sell your product. I think it will sell automatically if you position your personal brand better.
Okay, so yeah, then thank you so much for your answer. I think it makes sense as well. So Mr. Jeff, next up is you. What's your thoughts on this?
Okay, I make HAIRDEPOT as an examples. Actually, we are still, I mean, we do carry a lot of big brands like L'Oreal, Shiseido, all these things. But of course, we just now mentioned we have our private labels. But for me, it doesn't matter what kind of brand or how many brands you carry, but you still big brands you carry. I think what we can do is value-added service to make your brand become stronger. Okay, but for let's say HAIRDEPOT as an examples, that value-added service that we provided, like we have a personal advice for this product solution. For example, you say you have a scalp care issue or something like that, hair issue, then we will give you a complimentary scalp scan. Then after that, let you know your scalp condition better, and then the product advisor also having clearer idea what your condition about. Then they will provide you a personal how to say giving you a very personal product solution, so you can buy it and confidence and use it at home. Then you know that it doesn't matter what kind of brand you are buying. Actually, you are confident with the solution they are giving the advice. So this is the things that value-added service is very important to make your brand, even though all your brand is not belong to you, but the customer can still prefer to buy from you because your service is more details and more close to more personalized. Yeah, thank you.
Very great answer. And this goes back to the building your tribe, building your community. Yeah. So value added service, set you apart. So Mr. Jerome, anything else to add on this?
Yeah, okay. Actually, thanks, Warner, for joining. He's a dear friend of mine. So I understand his situation, but I think his position has he has two folds. So what Jeff is saying is, of course, creating the value add. So you ask yourself, why do your customers buy from you? I think that is one place. I think Jeff explained perfectly. In Ronald's case, because he's a reseller, so the question for him also, how do they brand themselves in association with the major brands? So actually, there is a channel play there. So if you want to speak to, for example, the big brands, because he carries Microsoft, Logitech and stuff. So in order for you to brand yourself and tell Logitech that, hey, I am a valued reseller for you. I need to be able to fulfill not just the sales quantum, but to be able to plug some gaps that the brand is looking for. So I think that is where you need to be a bit more strategic, because you need to understand what the brands wants to move their brand, the major brands. Then you become their catalyst for them. So they become the facilitator for them. Yeah. So it is a two-way thing. So to brand yourself to your end consumer, you also brand yourself to your major brands that you carry.
Okay, so I think that one makes sense. So each of your speakers have like different point of view, yeah. And Jack Eyes mentioned about personal branding to stand differently. Then same goes to Mr. Jeff, also using personal but the value added. Then Mr. Jerome also mentioned something that is like you're going to like differentiate yourself as well, yeah. So that is where our whole concept is like basically find out like your identity. Yeah, so very good answers from all the speakers. And I think we will go on with like one more questions on this one. Sherry has this, I think it's interesting, but maybe like we just hear a little bit, yeah, from the speakers. So when you have a product that less than 6 months, so just now I think Mr. Jeff, like I also mentioned about limited budget, right? So where you spend the money on, like Facebook ads, Google ads, search engine marketing. I mean, what would be your advice to this audience here?
Okay, I think you mentioned here you have a limited budget and then you are 6 months old business. For me, there are two in marketing your products. One is organic, one is paid advertising. So to me, if you are just started, you better start with organic first. You build your brand on your own, then you use your budget for other things lah. You keep your budget for more important things rather than you buy your ads first. People see your products, but then you have finished your budget and then you didn't build your product clearly before. That's when you go down the sale. So to me, limited budget, just started, build organically. Don't use ad yet.
Okay. So is it the same thoughts for Mr. Jeff and Mr. Jerome on this? Mr. Jeff?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who's first. Okay. For me, actually, first things first, that where's your customers? Actually, I think it's more you have to consider about it, because sometimes your customer age may be between it's youngster more. Then maybe you may be focused on TikTok. Okay, so I mean the channel first lah. I talk about the channel first. You have to choose where is the target audience actually exist. So it doesn't matter Facebook, Google's, or others social media platform. But the first thing is, where is your customers? You have to ask yourself. Second, then I think if you're, because of a limited budget, of course, even the limited budget or you have a lot of budget, the content marketing is very important. So you have to build the right content for your target audience. So I think before when you have more budget, then you can boost more lah. If you're less budget, then you just post lah. So there is the things that I think content, but which customer is really your target audience is really concerned. Then I think you put more effort on this part. I think it should be helpful. Yeah.
So makes sense also where organic content comes in. Yeah. So all right, and Mr. Jerome.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess by now you know that there's no clear-cut answer to that. So there's this, of course, this term many of the marketers like to use. It's called growth hacking. So growth hacking essentially is for you to try many different things to maximize your budget to get the most impact. See, but one of the things that I think many of the growth hacking ways that was actually very useful is because you already have a product out there. That means you already have customers. So the customers buy from you for some reasons, right? So, and chances are the customers will know another customer that may need your product. Yeah. So how can you incentivize them using this budget to ask them to help you promote your product? Because in a way, you can also understand, what is the product feedback from them. Because if people don't want to promote your products for you, perhaps there may be some gaps already when it comes to the product performance or the benefits they're delivering. But if they do, then actually there's a very good validation that your product is great. You just need more people to know it and experience it. And who's the best people to help you promote are the existing users. So if you look at it that way, work through your existing users to be able to create the next wave of users.
Actually, that is a very true concept nowadays. Is like utilize your community. They can be the KOC for you. Yeah. So that to word of mouth. Yeah, it comes back to that as well. So very great sharing for all the sessions and from all the speakers as well. Maybe if I just do one more last round from all the speakers, if you will have one advice for the audience when it comes to like branding strategies, yeah, what would you give them? So one more round, go from Jake Ice. One advice.
My advice, I think know your product well. I think you need to know your products, your SWOT of your products. What's your strength of your products? What's the weakness? What's the opportunity that you can meet? What the threat? So I think at least the first step, you know your products. Maybe I think you will do well. And then now everything is digital. Everything is cheap now. Those days, 10 years ago, you have to pay for advertising, quite expensive. So we got so many platforms. know your product, and then advertise, and then let people see you.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. So know your product. And Mr. Jeff, if you have one advice for the audience. You're muted. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, I think my advice is just back to basic. You have to know your product. Where is the demand for your products? So again, who does your product target, and what are the core beliefs for your product brings? So just back to just now my slide, the first slide, the how to implement product branding to your product or store. So this is the first three questions that you bear in mind, and asking yourself, keep asking yourself, even when you are very successful, you have to your business, that you have to keep asking yourself, because sometimes we will go a wrong way in the mid of the road. Okay, so I think I back to basic, asking, make sure that your product is still having the demand in the market. This is the things that I would like to remind. Thank you.
So let's go back to demand. Yeah. Okay. So Mr. Jerome, then one advice
Yeah.
for the audience.
Okay, one advice is every company needs a brand. So regardless of how young, how new, how old you are, you need to brand. Why is that so? Because even if you don't brand, other people will brand it for you. So because people, when they will form an impression about your brand. So why not take the initiative and control the narratives, right? So you must proactively tell people who you are instead of let other people think that you are this and this, whereas you may not be. Okay? So branding is not something that you can choose to want to do, because even if you don't do it, someone will do it, who have done it for you already.
All right. So basically just kickstart with like following the identity, then what you want people to remember you from. Yeah. Okay, so
Yes.
thank you for all the advice. Once again, I would like to say thank you for all the speakers of today. And some of them, if like they ask about, like, say, I saw one comment about Mr. Jeff, yeah, about like how to find out with your products more and to get like the free scalp treatment. Maybe that's where the apps that you can download. Yeah, so give Mr. Jeff some feedback as well. Yeah, on HAIRDEPOT. And then same things if you want to connect with like Ajik Ice. Yeah, so you have his contact, and Mr. Jerome as well. And once again, thank you for our speakers for today. I hope the audience learned a lot from you, and I'm sure they are. Yeah. So thank you again once more time, and we hope to see you in future sessions. If there are any sessions, we'd like to re-invite you again. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sidec.
Thanks,
you,
everybody.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a
Yeah.
lot. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Yeah. So thank you for everyone, for those that who are still here with us. Okay. So one more time, I'd like to say thank you. We would love to hear your feedback again. Yeah. So we would like you to actually share with us some of the feedback through the survey form. Okay. So over here, some of you asked about like budgets to be spent, yeah, on like digital marketing sites. So if you are interested, our upcoming sessions in September, yeah, we're going to talk about like digital marketing more, so you can learn from like each of the sessions to see where is more like specifically suitable for you. Especially just now, some of the speakers mentioned about content marketing. We have a sessions on content marketing in September, yeah, on the 21st of September. So if you're interested, do sign up for the sessions, yeah, so you can find information on Sidec Facebook as well as Sidec our website. Okay, so once again, thank you. And we'll put up the survey link again. Do share with us your survey. And we have a session on Thursday. So I would like to see you on Thursday. We'll be talking about data analysis and online traffic. Meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, everyone. And see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.